Hey everybody, it's Ben in Beta, and today I want to talk about my new Tacoma. I picked it up just a couple of days ago at Toyota of Colorado Springs, so I want to go over the delivery experience and the dealership experience, as well as just a couple of initial impressions on driving it, the little bit that I have so far, a few quirks I've discovered, what I've done with it already, and a couple of things I'm planning to do in the future. So, the dealership experience. I have to say that Toyota of Colorado Springs is the best dealership I've ever dealt with, and I highly recommend them if you're in this area. There were no additional fees, no surprises whatsoever in the final bill of sale. I was able to work with several different people throughout this process, and I was handed off perfectly between them. There were no issues whatsoever. They treated me like a great customer rather than a great sale, which is more than I can say for the other Toyota dealership in town, where they wanted me to pay for an extra $1,100 tracking device. They wanted to put a bunch of film on the vehicle. Basically, even though it might have been MSRP, they were looking to charge a whole bunch of additional fees, including document fees, which I did not get charged at Toyota of Colorado Springs. So I highly recommend them. Check them out if you're in the area. Just want to give a shout out to Dom, Jeff, and Robert Raphael. They all did an amazing job, and I really appreciate the experience I had there. So I've only put about 20 miles on this vehicle so far. That means I'm pretty far away from giving really good first impressions on the vehicle overall. It's very comfortable, it rides very well. Overall, I really like the tech features, though we'll talk about some quirks in a minute. And all the buttons are very tactile and easy to use. So far, it's been a good experience, but again, it's been pretty early. Once Misty gets here this weekend though, we'll give you a little bit more impressions from both of our perspectives on what we like and don't like after we put a few more miles on it. So on to a few quirks. So when I initially picked it up, I immediately set up the Toyota app before I left the dealership lot. I had a few problems there of putting in the VIN. It kept saying no VIN, and then eventually it did go through. So it wasn't a terrible experience, but it wasn't seamless either. After that, things seemed to work pretty good. I got home, I took my dog on a walk, and I started getting messages from the Toyota app saying that I have alerts, which concerned me at first because I was wondering if there was something wrong with it. So that just turned out to be a lot of notifications about the doors being unlocked or left open when I was kind of crawling around inside, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit of an annoying thing with the Toyota app with all those things, but it's not awful. But now that I know what it is, I know that I don't need to be too concerned about it for the most part. The other thing I would get is the app not showing accurate information with what's going on with the vehicle. So as an example, the notifications would say the doors are unlocked, but then if you opened up the app, it would actually say the doors were locked, when in fact, physically, the doors were not locked in my garage. So there's some, again, weird quirks there with the software. I don't know if those are the same pain points across all vehicles with Toyota, but hopefully they can fix that. Another issue I had is with the digital key, which I'll show you right here. But I wanted to show what is going on with the digital key. So I haven't installed my phone. My phone is going to be in my pocket. Those of you who are new to this, if you're not sure, if you slide along here, you're supposed to be able to lock the door. Notice that's not happening. And unlock's not happening, even though my phone is in my pocket right now. So if I unlock my phone, still nothing. And if I open the Toyota app, let's see if it works now. Still nothing. And it is telling me now that my doors are unlocked, my tailgate's unlocked, which is fine, but I have it set to automatically lock when I walk away with the key, so that's not working either. Kind of interesting. There, now it finally just locked. Did you hear that? So now it locked. Now it'll unlock. Now it locked. And again, I don't know exactly what's going on with the digital key. Maybe on iOS it's a little bit better than Android, I'm not sure, but let's see if it starts. So it did start, but you can see that using the digital key might be kind of a hassle a little bit if you have to do that every time. You're not just going to jump into your vehicle and go. So that part's kind of unfortunate. So I'll probably be using that credit card based key from here on out. Maybe Toyota will fix that and it'll get better over time, but as of right now, it's not super great. So I was able to get to the store with a digital key, but I had to keep opening the app to get everything to work, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. And because it's part of the connected services thing, which you have to spend an extra $15 a month on, I'm not sure it was something that I would keep unless it got a lot better. It's very far from Tesla at the moment, but hopefully that will improve over time too. So there's just some quirks. Maybe I'll just remove everything and re-add it back. I don't know. We'll see how it goes over the next few days and what it's like when I add Misty to the account as well. I've had a few issues with Android Auto. Overall, when it's connected, it sounds really good. It works really smooth. I've had no problems when things seem to be connected okay. But for whatever reason, sometimes it doesn't connect to the vehicle, and I don't know why. But there's just some gremlins in the system, in the software. Hopefully those things can be ironed out. That's definitely something that can be taken care of over a software update, but it's not completely smooth. So just expect that you might have some issues with that. Other than that, driving it on the road, there's a lot of cool features with the safety sense that I think are pretty amazing too. You get the traffic sign recognition. It tells you if you're in a school zone. Then you've got the lane keep assist. Lots of great features. Those have seemed to all work really good, and that's important, obviously, and more important than the digital experience in the car, even though I'd like that to work well too. So what have I done? I programmed the garage door opener. That was important. I forgot to do that when I left the first couple times and ended up having to use the key code on the outside of the door. That's a first world problem, but now that's all taken care of. It was really easy, and with the digital mirror, it actually gives you all the instructions on the mirror itself. I did watch the video as well, just to be sure. And the cool part about having a truck was I could use the truck to actually push the button on the garage door without having to get a ladder. One of the other things that I did was I detailed the interior of my vehicle. I actually told the dealership not to do anything with it. They did just wash it for me, and they did put on some tire shine, but beyond that, they didn't really do too much, and you can see it's kind of dirty in there, and the windows still had some of the suction cup stuff on it. So there was a little bit to be done in the interior. I've started a DIY series about like car washing and detailing, and I'm not gonna go into depth on the interior stuff, but you can kind of see the before and after photos here and what that looks like. So I did use a few products, which I'll link in the description if you're interested in them. I used a couple of leather cleaning products, even though it's a Softex, they work really well on that. And I used CarPro Pearl on the interior, diluted in a 1:5 ratio. And that made things shine up really nice, as well as some Stoner glass cleaner. I also cleaned off the infotainment screen after I ripped off the obligatory plastic. All that went pretty easy, but that was a couple of hours of work that I did in the evening so that I don't have to do that when I do the exterior detailing. I'm gonna have a whole series about that part and the products that I'm gonna use to ceramic coat that and the process that I go through, if people are interested in that. I hope they are, because it's kind of fun. I enjoy doing that kind of thing. Not everybody does, but I'll have a series on that. So we're in the middle of a big snowstorm right now, and my plan is to take the truck out and just see how it handles in the snow with the stock tires, because I'll also be replacing those tires with some AT4Ws from Falcon, and that's coming in just a couple days. So I should be able to do a comparison in the snow between the two tires, pretty much back to back, which will be awesome. So that's upcoming as well. Then we have the overlanding build out, and a bunch of that stuff's gonna be filmed this weekend, and I have some announcements to make in and around that. I actually have a little teaser video that's up if you wanna take a look at what might be coming there. So there's gonna be initial impressions, there's gonna be some build out of the overlanding vehicle and some tire stuff, as well as a DIY series and taking care of the vehicle. So I hope some of that stuff is really helpful, but I'm really curious, what do you want to know about this Tacoma? And what questions might I be able to answer for you, or just give you more of if you're looking for a different opinion on the same thing. So please leave that in the comments. I'm really excited to make this series of videos on this vehicle. This is my first truck in 20 years when I had a Ford Ranger. I've missed a truck for a long time, and I'm happy to be back in it. It makes a lot of sense for what we're going to use it for. So I think it's going to be a great investment as well. Also, just want to let you know that I do have affiliate links in the description. If there's something you're interested in and you use those links, it really benefits the channel. And I thank you so much for using those if you decide to do that. It does take a lot of time, money, and effort to create these videos and produce them for you. And if you can't do that, which is totally fine, I would love it if you could like or subscribe to the channel, or share some stuff out to other people who might enjoy this content, as that's also very helpful for a new YouTube channel like mine. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to live your life in beta, and we'll see you next time.